Hey everybody, it's Brian back with you here from the Horror Experience, and I also deal with cartoons. And I've been testing my Blu-ray set out from the Superfriends Blu-ray collection of all 9 seasons. I think it was 93 episodes total, and it goes through all of the different titles from all the years from 1973 all the way up to about 1986. So that's a lot of stuff. Anyway, I just got finished with the 1978 Super Friends and the Challenge of the Super Friends, which both ran from I believe it was September of 1978 all the way until December of 1978, and they ran simultaneously. So it was basically the carryover from the 1977 all new Super Friends hour, but they cut it down from 46 minutes to 22 minutes roughly for the Super Friends. And it was the first time that the Super Friends was one word instead of being two words, which is kind of interesting trivia, was in 1978. And then they accompanied that right after that episode. There would be a Challenge of the Super Friends episode where they went up against the Legion of Doom, which was the team of villains led by Lex Luthor. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. I'm going to play a special feature for you. I hope you enjoy it coming off of this set. It is called Pajama Rama and Super Friends Retrospective. So basically a bunch of guests are going to kick back, eat pancakes and cereal in their pajamas, and talk about their favorite characters and episodes and so on. So enjoy.
Saturday morning.
It was cartoon time. The biological clock or biorhythms or whatever, the phases of the moon, something tells you to get up extremely early. No, get our little outfits. Logo t-shirts. Capes.
Turn on that big old console television.
Best sound ever, though.
And sit this close.
Get our cereal. Sugar, literally in the name. This stuff right here, I would eat this to the roof of my mouth, which like shred it. Oh, the pain of a misspent youth.
Super Friends, the President has personally asked for your assistance in a matter of the gravest importance.
We have evil villains who are turning the world to ice.
I love that they had the 6-shooters, but the lasers came out of them. The starburst that would come across the screen. This is fun stuff.
What on earth is wrong with me?
By today's standards, it would be bad, but it's great. For an 8-year-old, this is literature.
Holy bookworms, Batman!
It was just like a womb of entertainment. It was fantastic.
Instantly, the Super Friends streak into action.
The Super Friends, we have
Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I remember they were all pretty dynamic on their own. Superman is the big guy.
This is a job for Superman.
Superman. Clearly was the leader of the pack.
Follow me.
He had X-ray vision, he had heat vision, he could fly, he could lift everything.
That's going to be harder than you think.
Kind of could do the whole job on his own, but I think because he doesn't want to get, that demigod rap, he allows the other guys in.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, you and I will handle the emergency.
I had a thing against Superman. I didn't, I'm not big on aliens. They get too much. Too much entitlement.
Your fifth-dimensional mind control doesn't affect me.
Superman definitely is my favorite character. Superman trumps everybody. There's no question about it. I like Batman's outfit, though.
Batman and Robin, I would say, probably have the coolest outfits because they have a mask. And when you're a man in a leotard, I think it's better to wear a mask.
Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo, were the mental side of it.
I've hooked up the bat sonar to Aquaman and patched it into the computer amplifier.
He's got the detective skills, he's got the gadgets.
There's only one chance left. My emergency fat finger file. Hurry, Batman! I can't hold up much longer!
Robin had a real gift, not a power, but a real gift for stating the obvious.
Holy horror stories, Batman! It's Frankenstein! Holy high dives, Batman! It's a long way down! Holy muscles, a dinosaur.
Imagine like when you're Wonder Woman or you're Superman and you get crapped and then you have to be rescued by Robin. You know, well, that was a close one, Robin. You know, and I think it would, you know, I think that would hurt.
That was a little too close for comfort, Robin.
My favorite thing about the cartoon Batman and Robin is if they lost their utility belts or somebody took their utility belts, they were like, that was like the kryptonite.
Holy artesian wells, Batman! The water's gonna cover us any second! And I can't reach my utility belt.
Batman talking to Robin, that was great stuff.
I like Batman because he was more realistic. He's just a regular guy who trained himself to be a superhero. See, I thought that was like an achievable goal. It turns out it wasn't so much.
Then we have Wonder Woman. Oh,
You'll have to excuse me. I've got more important things to do.
Thanks, Wonder Woman.
Amazon Princess,
She had the invisible plane.
She had the bracelets that were, of course, bulletproof.
the lasso of truth.
she had her tiara, which I don't think had any powers other than holding that bouffant back.
If we can run a supercharged flow of electricity through the center of the Earth from one pole to another, we may be able to increase the Earth's magnetic field and trap all of the brain creatures in a magnetic envelope.
She was hot. I think you know, it was possible to be in love with a cartoon character. I think I was in love with Wonder Woman.
I always loved Wonder Woman's outfit. Of course, you know, what girl didn't want to go as Wonder Woman for Halloween, but I've got a big butt and I cannot wear stars below the waist.
Then there's Aquaman.
We've almost got it. Aquaman.
He can make a ladder out of kelp.
He has aquatic telepathy.
Using his incredible marine telepathy, Aquaman summons the largest animal on Earth to his aid.
And actually, I didn't realize this, but Aquaman could fly.
I can do more good in the water than up there.
Aquaman always gets a bad rap. You know, there's, oh, he talks to fish. Well, Superman can't talk to fish.
I would rather be Aquaman because that implied, you know, you're out in the Caribbean where all this teal water and it's beautiful and you can call up a giant clam.
He really is the ultimate kind of surfer, like hanging on the coast, blonde hair.
The ocean's a strange world, Professor.
The coolest costume in the world is Aquaman's.
It was more or less a wetsuit. Yes, there was a leotard, but his tights did not contrast so much with the leotard that you thought, oh, on your way to ballet class, are you?
It's nice to know I'll be able to do my own thinking from now on.
So there's the 5 main guys, right? Then they had the Wonder Twins.
Wonder Twin powers, activate! Form of a winged horse!
Shape of an ice saddle.
The Wonder Twins were a creation of the show's producers, and I think they were brought in as a way of broadening the appeal to younger kids.
All of a sudden, a couple of teens joined up, and they were purplish. They had crazy hair. Really, they just had big ears.
Those strange little pixie Martian eyes.
They'll see what a superhero I turned out to be.
Steady, Zan. Just count to 10 and...
People will think I'm crazy for saying this, but I think the coolest costume was actually on the Wonder Twins.
She looked like she was on her way out to like the roller disco.
I always wondered why were they not the Super Twins? Because you know it's not the Wonder Friends. So why are they the Wonder Twins? They were the Wonder Twins, and they were aliens who came from some planet Exor. I don't know what Exor was about, except that it was only one letter off from Exxon, Exor, which had great gasoline.
And they had a monkey named Gleek.
And Gleek had the superpower to annoy.
Isn't a gleek when you talk to someone and spit flies out of your mouth?
But again, it wasn't really a monkey, was it? It was some sort of like monkey-like alien.
Monkeys are, in their natural selection on the planet Exor, monkeys are blue and have huge rabbit teeth.
I never really understood Space Monkey, where they got him from, how it came into being, or why you needed a Space Monkey. The Super Friends needed Gleek for comic relief. But also, I'm sure there had to be an episode or two where he did something good and he saved the day.
It's Blake!
As a 6-year-old kid, you can't relate to all these adults who are super powered. You can't relate to being a chimpanzee. So I'm a 6-year-old boy, I'm basically a chimpanzee in this world. But the chimpanzee just saved the day.
Good work, Gleek.
Nice going, Gleek. Looks like you're a super monkey after all.
The Wonder Twins' powers were interesting.
Wonder Twin powers, activate!
Wonder Twin powers, activate!
Activate! Form of a kangaroo!
Shape of ice cubes.
They had strange powers of mutation.
Zan could become any sort of liquid, and Jaina could become any sort of animal.
I'll have this door open in a snap, Wonder Brother.
Hey, easy, Jaina. You're bending my eyelashes.
The boy twin, Zan, his face was in every object that he turned into. And that gave me nightmares.
Shape of ice cubes.
When he turned into like ice, and he cooled things, and then they drink him. Like, how does that work out? I mean, you have to wait like a couple hours to see Zan again?
Wonder Twin powers, activate!
Shape of a wave.
Oh, there's another one where he became a form of bucket of water or whatever, and the bucket just came out of nowhere. Like, what was the bucket? He was water.
Was his face in the water, or was it on the bucket? And if it was on the bucket, how did that work out?
They probably had like 50 buckets all over the Super Friends Hall of Justice.
These are the questions that they don't pose, and yet kids worry about obsessively.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
The Hall of Justice was this like a city hall looking thing.
The Hall of Justice always looked cool.
Kind of like you took a salad bowl, cut it in half, and then put it down like that.
Batman, look. Something's happening to the Justice League monitor screen.
The Hall of Justice had computers,
They had everything there you can imagine.
and the fact that they had computers was like, oh my gosh, these people are brilliant.
Holy whereabouts. How are we going to find out their location? The Justice League computer may be able to figure it out.
The one thing they had that I do remember very specifically was the monitor, that the trouble alert.
We're picking up a trouble alert emergency, Batman. Quick, Robin. Switch on the monitor.
Super Friends, we are in desperate need of your help.
Any public servant especially could contact the Super Friends.
I don't know how many people have that button.
The only day it's our turn to monitor the Justice League trouble alert, and there's nothing happening.
Yeah, not even a cat up a tree.
Does Batman really need to get into the Batmobile with Robin, to go after a cat in a tree?
It's like this should be a restricted channel. Everybody's got access to it.
We need your help. We need your help in Super Friends. We need your help immediately.
The eternal question is, if you could take one member to of the Super Friends of Prom, Wonder Woman. God, of course.
Wonder Woman was a little out of my league, so I probably wouldn't even try to date her.
I mean, if I was there, I would have been able to help myself. I like Wonder Woman a lot.
Wonder Woman, flying that invisible jet. That would be awesome.
Imagine the look you get showing up prom night, and she's landing that thing. Best night of my life.
The Super Friends definitely left a nice legacy of a very innocent time.
The Super Friends sort of embodies all of the innocence. It's that life is simple. It's black and white. It's good versus evil, and all you need to do is walk the clear path.
Super Friends was totally made for kids, and there's something really kind of freeing and about that.
When all said and done about Super Friends, one thing you had to admit was every Saturday, without fail, for a half hour, the Super Friends, were there to fight the fight with you.